my loves. Welcome back to the Affirmation podcast. I'm your host, Lidette, and on this podcast, we talk all about positive self-talk, self-love, self-worth, all that good stuff. So in today's episode, the actual topic is going to be, it's really about like relationships and like dating and being single. And so before I actually get too deep into it, I really quickly just want to give a shout out. I've been looking at my stats for the podcast, and there are listeners in Australia and the Philippines, and I just think that that's so cool. Like I don't know, when I started this podcast, I was like, okay, cool, it's gonna be like a fun thing to do. It's a form of expression. It's like a platform for me to talk about what's really important to me, which is like obviously all of the positive self-talk, the positivity, the self-love. And it's so cool to see like someone somewhere out there is vibing with this podcast, like someone I don't know. Because let me tell y'all, when I started this podcast, there was a little bit of like delulu that I had to have going on in my mind of just like, you know what, it's fine, I'm gonna reach whoever this podcast needs to reach, and even if it doesn't, I'm doing something I love. And so it's just really cool to see that it's resonating. So I just wanted to give, all of you anyway who are listening, I love you, and I want to give everyone the shout out, but I specifically wanted to shout out whoever's listening overseas. Like that's pretty cool. I don't know. But anyway, so for today's topic, I wanted to talk about actually a post that I saw on social media that inspired the topic for today's episode. So I saw that a girl on my For You page on TikTok posted a video, and it was all just about like how she feels, like her soul's mission is to be a mother, be married, to have her husband, and like this beautiful relationship, right? And I think that that's incredible. I think that's beautiful. I honestly resonated really deeply with her post because I am someone who also deeply feels in my heart and my soul that I am meant to be a mom, and that, I am meant to be a wife, and among other things as well. Like there's other things that are important to me, but of course, finding my soulmate and like that right person is so important to me as well. And I think a lot of people can relate to that. Even if you're someone who's in a relationship and you found your person and you're happy and you're in love, and you know that they're the right person for you, I think that anyone can listen to this episode and genuinely like resonate with it, because even if it's not your current reality, it might have been something that you experienced at one point in time, right? And so yeah, her post was just like all about feeling kind of like this lack, and this is what really made me want to talk about this today, is that she described feeling this like lack in her life of like, I don't have this right now, and that if I don't get it, I don't know what I would do, like kind of that like there's no point to her life if she can't be a mom or a wife. And I love conversations like this that really make me question kind of like my own experience in a way, and like try to understand other people's experience as well, because as much as I can relate to that feeling that she has in her heart of what she wants to attract, I couldn't relate to the part of her point in terms of like, I can't see myself going on, because that's what she said, I can't see myself going on if this doesn't come into my life at one point. And it really had me thinking, because I'm like, okay, because I feel like at the end of the day, we are our own greatest love. That has been my number one belief for quite some time, right? It's like, I have to be able to love myself first before I can love somebody. And whether or not someone comes into my life, that doesn't define the value and the quality of my life. Like I am not gonna let a relationship or lack thereof determine me living this life to my fullest potential and enjoying the experience, right? And that's what I really wanted to talk about, is if there's anyone listening who is single, or maybe you're in a relationship and you're not sure if it's the right relationship for you, the thing that really came to my mind is like, I think it's completely fine to deep in your heart want that desire to love someone and want the desire to want to be loved. But I kind of think it's in a non-judgmental way, I'm not judging anyone, but I kind of think it's a little crazy, just a little bit, that for some there's this feeling that like your life isn't worth living with if you don't have someone to love you. Like that is something that I can't resonate with, is feeling like I need somebody to love me for me to want to live my life and for me to want to continue living my life, right? And everyone is in a different place, everyone is in a different mental place, of course, as well. But yeah, I really wanted to talk about this. And if there's anyone out there who's listening who has like differing perspectives, like I am all for discourse and I'm all for having conversations respectfully, right? Because I like to understand other people, and I don't feel like I ever have to explain myself per se, but if someone asks about like a perspective or an opinion, like I'm so down to share kind of where that's coming from, right? And I feel like the core message of like the episode today is just to love yourself, and like I know that's easy to say, right? But it's like I want everyone here who's listening to love themselves so much that you don't need anybody else to love you for you to feel happy or fulfilled. And it's okay to be loved. It's okay to accept that, right? It's okay to be so receiving and so accepting of the love that someone wants to pour into you. But you have to be able to give that to yourself first. You just simply cannot, you guys, rely on someone else to love you, on someone else to want to be your man or your girl, for you then to be a happy person, for you to then have like a successful, fulfilling life. No, that you can give yourself that without having a partner. You don't have to rely on someone else for these like core feelings, right? Like the universal feelings of peace, love, happiness, bliss, I don't know, harmony, whatever you want to call it. But it's like that was the part of her message that I was just like, oh my God, I really want to talk about this. I really want to just like dive deep into this, right? Because I really can resonate with her, because there were times I should say in my life, especially when I was younger, when I felt like I wasn't good enough. Like if I wasn't getting attention, I wasn't good enough. Something was wrong with me. I was ugly. That meant that the boys didn't like me. I wasn't pretty, whatever, right? And I had to completely lose, every bit of self-worth that I had in one of the relationships I was with in college. Like I'm talking like I lost all of my self-worth, okay? That there was barely any left by the time I got out of this relationship. But that allowed me to really build myself back up. And from that relationship, I really, really learned how to love myself. Even though I didn't learn in the relationship, like the aftermath, the breakup, learning how to pick myself back up, learning, what Ladette likes to do as a person who's now single, and learning how to communicate boundaries early on, learning how to notice red flags early on, learning how to, vocalize what I need in a relationship early on, so then I can determine if I need to walk away, if that person's going to be able to be the type of man that I need them to be in my life. And that goes for friendships as well, And so, yeah, I feel like I personally had to like lose all of my self-worth to then start building myself back up. But the thing that I really appreciate about my process and my life is the fact that, you guys, I have learned how to love myself, and I will never let that go. I will never lose myself for a person. And I can honestly say that for a fact, because I know my worth and I know who I am. And I deeply believe when you start loving yourself, whether that be through the affirmations, through the type of food you put in your body, through exercise, through just inputting positive things into your life, doing the motivational videos, the yoga, whatever, when you start like regularly loving yourself, whatever form that is, you really like start to know your worth, and you know who you are, and you start having just such a solid foundation of like what it means to love yourself and what it means for someone to love you. So then it becomes easier to walk away from the people or the situations or the relationships that don't serve you. And I guess my point with this is just seeing that girl's post, I could really sympathize, because that was me at one point, where I felt like if I wasn't in a relationship, there was no meaning or there was no point to my life. But that is simply not true. And I feel like, I actually deeply believe that when you feel that way, you're never really going to be happy. When you're putting your happiness and your fulfillment and your peace and, the quality of your life on something outside of you, whether it's a partner or a job, your friends, I don't know, whatever it is, you're always going to have a feeling of lack. You're always going to be disappointed. And that's kind of what I felt when I saw this girl's post, was like, you know what? Like, to the universe, like, let this girl have her man. Like, I was like, give her man. Like, this woman wants to be a mommy. She wants to be a wifey. Like, I just know, because she said it herself, she felt it in her soul. That's gonna happen. When you feel something in your soul and you know what you're here to do, it's gonna happen. But the thing that I was like, oof, a little bit, was I'm hoping and sending her all the good vibes that when that relationship comes into her life, that there isn't still this feeling within her that there's some kind of lack or some kind of thing that she needs in her life for her to feel fulfilled. And that's why I feel like it is so important, y'all, for you to do whatever you need to do to find that happiness right now in your life, to find that peace, to find that fulfillment, because baby, tomorrow's not granted. Tomorrow's not promised. So whatever it is that we are all, including myself, working to manifest, be it dream career, dream job, dream car, dream apartment, dream boyfriend or girlfriend or husband or wife, like tomorrow is not granted. So we need to be able to cultivate and find that happiness literally right now in this moment, in the present moment, in the physical, because this moment, you watching this video, you listening, whatever, to the podcast, this is the moment like that you have that's only guaranteed. Like no other moment besides right now is literally guaranteed in your life. So like wake up, okay? Like I'm gonna need y'all to wake up, because when I had this revelation, like everything has changed in my life. It's just this simple thing of like, I only have right now to live my life. I have no fucking idea what's gonna happen after today. Zero clue. I may or may not be here. I don't know. And so it's so important for me to like, you know what? Be freaking delusional, you guys. Like I'll literally be like, I'm living my dream life. I tell myself I'm in Miami, even though I'm living in Denver. Like I literally have, like will wake up, open the window, and I'm just like pretending like I'm like on my patio and I'm just soaking in that sun, and then I see like the ocean, and then I hear all the people outside. Like I be just like really going in like that. And visualization is just a completely other topic that we can go into, and maybe I'll do that for the next episode, specifically like getting into like visualizing what it is that you want. And I have an episode early on in the podcast where I do talk a little bit about that, and I also have videos on my YouTube channel. But yeah, beyond that, cultivating the life that you want to live and the emotions that you anticipate feeling, but doing it in a way where you can feel that right now. Like that is like the key point of this video, of this episode, is don't rely on something outside of you to fulfill you. And that's why I felt like this episode could work for, people who are single, including myself, or people who are in a relationship, because the theme of it really, beyond just like the whole relationship part of it, is just like, don't put your happiness on things outside of you. Like just simply do not do that. Your happiness is inside of you. Find the happiness within you. And if you don't know where to start, go outside. Go outside, okay? Take your shoes off, go sit on the grass, like literally put your feet on the earth, close your eyes, and just breathe, okay? Breathe and tune into yourself. Tune into how you're feeling. Ask yourself, how am I feeling today? What's going on with my body? Do a body scan, right? Like, what do you feel in your body? Do you feel like a little bit of pain in your knee? Or do you feel like tense in your shoulder? Like, just get into the habit of tuning in within yourself and your body and your mind and what you have going on. And from there, you're going to start cultivating a deeper sense of who you are and a deeper appreciation for yourself in your life. I literally promise you guys, like with consistency, whether it's the meditation or like I said, just grounding outside, like you start to really find who you are, and like the love that you have for yourself will just grow, and it'll grow and it'll grow. And with that, I also really quickly want to share, like if you're someone who feels like you'd like a little bit of more support, I have a couple of free things that I'm working on as far as trainings that I'm putting up on my site, but I also do one-on-one coaching. So if you did not know, I am a self-worth coach. So if you're someone who would like to go deeper in your journey, if you'd like to work more with like your positive self-talk, your self-esteem, the way that you feel about yourself, letting go of some of your limiting beliefs, all of that, I would be so honored to work with you and to be your coach. If you're interested, you can find my intake form on my website. I'll have everything linked down in the description below. And yeah, I mean, y'all, it's time. It's time to be who we're really meant to be. It's time to put the emphasis on loving ourselves more than we've ever loved ourselves, and pouring all the love that we have to give in another person back into ourselves. Okay, and that is literally where I'm gonna end it today. And of course, we're gonna wrap it up with some affirmations, and you can feel free to repeat these after I say them. I'll give us kind of a second as I say it, or you can always just listen to them and you can say it back in your head, or you can say it out loud. Literally, you guys, however you want to say your affirmations is fine. So let's begin. I'm gonna put my hand over my heart. This is always a little bit awkward because I have like the microphone, and I notice like I move a lot when I'm doing these episodes. So like I need to invest in a better microphone because you can kind of hear all the noise that I'm making. So my hand is gonna actually be like a little bit above my heart so I don't miss the microphone. But we are gonna go ahead and get started. So I am the love I have been searching for. I am the love that I have been searching for. It feels so amazing to love myself. It feels so amazing to love myself. I am perfect exactly the way I am. I am perfect exactly the way I am. I always attract love into my life. I always attract love into my life. I love myself. I love myself. I am a being of love and light. I am a being of love and light. I get to live my most loving and perfect life. I get to live my most loving and perfect life. And I just took a nice deep breath in because that feels so good. And the sun is just like shining in my face right now. And I'm really like soaking this in because that feels so good. One thing that I want to say really quick before we wrap up is when you're saying affirmations, feel them. That's also another really good place to start, is to feel what you're saying. Like if you're watching the video of this podcast, matter of fact, if you aren't, I want you to go to my YouTube channel and find this video, and you can go all the way to the end if you'd like, but look at my face when I'm saying these affirmations, okay? Y'all can tell this is real, this is authentic. I literally just said whatever affirmations came to my heart. I did not have these written down. I did not rehearse them. You can literally see it in my face. I am feeling these affirmations. I'm smiling. I'm soaking it in. I'm feeling that energy. I'm being that affirmation, which is what this podcast is. It's be affirmation. Be the affirmation. Be the thing that you say to yourself. Embody those things that you say to yourself. The positive things, not the negative things, because that's not who we really are. That negative self-talk, the limiting beliefs, that's not who we are. But the affirmations, the nice things that we'd like to say to ourselves, that is who we are. And I want you to embody that. Okay, so say those affirmations again if you need to, but the next time you say it with a big old smile on that pretty, beautiful face, okay? And that's all I have for you guys. Love you, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye!